What's the?
I had to send my chart in.
But...
And I sent this chart that didn't have the variables on it. He's like, this chart doesn't show your arrows. And I was like, oh, sorry.
How very quad right of you.
Yeah,
I know.
All right, you're
The proof right there.
exactly.
Whoops.
Okay, I don't want to blow him up too much, but I gotta blow him up a little. We have a quad right friend, Trevor Keith. Trevor Rogers,
Blowing up
aka
the
Keith.
quad rights.
And Mike, who reads. So Mike does his own. I feel like everyone's looking out in a different way. We're like the Battle of Castle Black, and we're like the Brotherhood who are like on the watch, and like Mike's keeping an eye out on Reddit and like Discord. And, no, but anyway, so our friend Trevor. I mean, Trevor's incredible. First of all, like I'm not mad at him for doing this. Like being quad right, like he really. It's one of those things where you sometimes hear therapists go like, it really worked. The treatment really worked. Like they're surprised. Like I told him all the stuff about you're not here to work. He quit his job. I told him wait for the invitation. He didn't do anything. He just waited and like waited for anybody to contact him. Like he was like so radical about everything, and it worked. It worked so
That's
well.
what I did for like the first month.
Yeah,
I was just like, ugh.
Well, it worked so well for him.
feels
And if
like
you're
radical.
watching Trev, I hope to see
yeah.
you soon. He's out in LA right now, and I know now he's in a new phase of his adventure, which includes the Bologna wetlands. I can tell you about that later, but it's a very beautiful place, which you've seen, where he's checking that area out. Yeah, it is. So anyway, but so about a year into his experiment, I mean, he took it very seriously. He goes on Reddit. We know it's him. I mean, you figured it out immediately. You're like, this has got to be him. It's a different name, but he's like, it's got to be him. And we see. I've been a human design practitioner for 4 years, certified through the HDAs, and I'm doing it. And we're like, what the? Oh my God. Like, he just literally, he does have undefined solar plexus, and he's very creative. He has the 1-8, so he's very verbally creative. I don't know how he got in his head to make up a whole story about being a certified. The point is, if you care about certifications, check those certifications, folks. I don't care, so I just think it's great. He also wasn't really charging money. He has an undefined ego, so he was like, all this stuff and this big story about proving himself for it. Because, it's his first year or whatever, second year maybe. But then he wasn't trying to rip people off or scam them. It's very quad right. Like, it's not like resource oriented strategic. He was just like, no, I just want to talk to you. I'll be your friend. I'm not gonna try to sleep with you. I'm joking. That's the whole Bob Odenkirk Mr. Show skit where he's like, I'll be your friend. I'll come over. I know when to leave. I won't overstay my welcome. Like, this was very like Trevor's whole thing was just like, I'll talk to you on the phone or send me an email. And he was like responding to a bunch of people. And then one person was like, I'd like to see proof of your credentials because you said you provide them on request. He said, like, credentials. And then he just no answer. And then like somebody else comments a few days later, hey, I'm a projector and I'm really confused by all this. And he's like, well, actually what you need to know is look in your heart. Like, so he like, well, he just would just
That's good.
he just would ignore
so
the
wild.
people. It's so funny. It's like scamming people so you can hang out with them. Very quad right. Very quad right of him. But we were so shocked. But anyway, he does have a lot of things to say. What surprised me, so I have a favorite. Shout out to Leaf and Hive. Anyone in Santa Fe, check that place out. And Andrew there is into human design and made me so happy because we're both friends of Trevor. And I never really told Andrew any human design stuff. But I told Trevor a lot of human design stuff. And then Trevor, being quad right, also very creative and individual, has his own things he's come up with. So Andrew was telling me, he's like, yeah, I'm undefined ego, so, I'm not going to make a plan because, I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. And then I'm going to want to go. I don't want to go. And I said I would do it. And I have this conundrum. And I was like, good work, Trevor. Just a little Johnny Appleseed of helping undefined ego people live their design. Just get them off the hook a little bit. He's like, I want to hang out, but, I'm also innocent. So, it's just like very cool to meet people who are just so... Yeah, he's a 4-1 innocence. Wow. Shout out to Andrew. But no, I mean, it's, that's the cool part about quad right. They can really, they really just go with it. I mean, it's the ultimate receptivity. We did a whole variable one a few weeks back where I was describing rightness as dysfunction from the perspective of leftness. Because what's funny is, we were talking about this earlier too, like, people like to imagine rightness as some sort of like time slowing down matrix, martial art, kung fu dexterity. Rightness is like couch potatoes and like pudgy, cold, like bodies and like very like going inward and not really even appearing very animated on the outside. Like, if we think about everything that happened before 1781 in our seven-centered history, that was all left. So like all of the martial arts, even all the Tai Chi flowy martial arts, all left. It's not like right is flowy. Like leftness, I mean, everything that existed at the time of 1781, all of the pinnacle of all the music, of all of the, even all the drums and all the trance-inducing. So it's funny because we talk about rightness, we talk about flow states and stuff like that, but obviously these things existed before rightness emerged. What rightness is doing is taking advantage of these things. Left variable people go into a flow state, great, you trance out. Right variable, you go into a flow state and something emerges from you that is, shocking because you somehow have the crystallized essence of some past experience. Ooh, a nice little hummingbird. But you've crystallized, my version of it is that if you really wanted to get some sort of true lineage, it's through rightness, really, because the lineage of rightness is the lineage of the absorption of the essence of something, which you can then use that essence to create something new from that. And the lineage of leftness is the lineage where there is nothing new, it only deteriorates. Because it's only the information copy that just breaks down from the copy of the copy of the copy. And so the rightness is kind of like, because you're holding on to the crystallized essence of the thing, sure it breaks down, but I mean but anyway, we were just kind of,
isn't it part of leftness though, like creating a better system? So in that way it would continue to evolve.
Right, leftness has led, I mean, that's the other thing. We can see that all of our culture up to 1781, it's like, what's emerged since then? Like, what are good examples of very right variable things? It's kind of hard to find them. And that's what's funny about it is...
the connection between the things that's...
Yeah,
emerged.
well, it's almost invisible to see. Like, I was trying to think of like, okay, something seems very right variable to me is like Dada art. No purpose, no meaning, lampooning the idea of deep meaning and purpose, and doing surrealism, but also, or I mean, I guess proto-surrealism before surrealism, but also doing really incredible things. I mean, Dada art, like the sound poems, like really deconstructing language to where it turns into sounds. And I mean, it's almost, here's what we were talking about earlier, was that if you think of Dada not as we're a bunch of normal left people, we're a bunch of like I should put normal in scare quotes, left people who are going to look at all the freaks who do the Dada. Instead, imagine that what the Dada artists are a bunch of right variable people who are doing their impression of left variable people. This is what you guys look like going around to your office. This is what you look like on your computers going bleep, 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 bleep. And this is how you get up there and you go your speech like a blam, blam, dum, 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 because it's all like sound poems and like making these, so they're doing, I was saying earlier, there's two other examples of it. James Hillman had a version. He said, everyone is so egocentric about their dreams and they imagine the dreamer is the center of the dream. So you see a clown and you imagine, oh, the clown is something in my unconscious. What if you're the clown? What if the dream is showing you different perspectives of your ego? What if it appears clownish, right? That's the same thing. Like, and then my other favorite one, my friend Caslon did this, was her version. She's has some rightness. I feel like this is kind of, there's different metaphors for this, but it's a nice metaphor for rightness. Alice in Wonderland, through the looking glass. I was doing a few examples earlier. One was the Queen of Hearts, who's going, and the moral of that is 2 in a hand is worth 1 in the bush. And the moral of that story is, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Everything has a moral. And then the other example being the knight who goes, oh no, I can't play that song because even though it's named this, it's called something else. Oh, but we don't call it that anymore because on Tuesdays it is a special, and like, if you look at through the looking glass, it's the exact same thing where it's all of these complicated rules, complicated numbers, complicated morals, deep meanings you're supposed to understand. It's basically the whole left variable conditioning world as seen through the lens of a right variable kid. So it's not about some normal left variable kid who goes down the looking glass into a weird and topsy-turvy right variable world. It's just a plain old right variable kid living in the plain old world with taxes and churches and...
Do you think it's about autism becoming more and more common is more of a right variable thing?
Absolutely. It's the emergence of new sensitivities in the solar plexus and new sensitivities through, I do.
Because if you're thinking about different perspectives and they express their energy in one specific capacity and everything else is just couch potato. So that would be
exactly
right?
Yeah. When you look at rightness, it's more invisible. That's what I was saying is people try to imagine rightness as some superpowers in the way that the leftness imagines superpowers. All of the very left variable superheroes or left variable versions of superheroes are like the Sherlock Holmes versions where he's like a martial artist and can beat people up and all this stuff. It's the left variable version of him. The right variable, when I start with the right variable, I start with the fourth tone, and I think of Columbo. And I think of someone who's kind of ineffectual, but nevertheless gets there, and they get there by going, It could be a little bit of this, or maybe it's over here. I don't really know. And they kind of just like wander around. It's kind of like how in feng shui you're supposed to do the interior design so the energy just kind of flows in a really nice, stumbling, pondering, meandering, introspective, reflective. What's the rush? What's the goal? What's it really all about anyway? Very kind of philosophical, reflective. When I think of the quad right people I've known, a lot of them have been very quizzical and philosophical about life, and just kind of, you know, really questioning all of these purposes that we have so indoctrinated into us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that these kind of Alice in Wonderland stuff like that can
And
be
seeing them,
because
absurdly.
because these are they're
Like,
seeing
and
the absurdity
caricaturized
of
and, like,
this is what Zizek said about Pussy Riot, the protesters, where they got in big trouble with the church. You know, they dressed up supposedly in an audacious, outrageous manner, putting on the Pope hats and dressing up like as their own fake popes and stuff. And you know, he had a great point where he said, it's not that. You know, the way they present it on the news, the way they're trying to present their story is we are so serious and it's disrespectful to our serious tradition because they are so absurd. What it really does is it redoubles the absurdity and it reveals that it was always absurd all along and they were just pretending it was serious, and that it's hard to take it seriously when you see someone else doing another version of it, even if you just do an accurate version of it. Even if you just put on a fish head and just say some really solemn things with a furrowed brow, it doesn't, you know, they're still gonna be like, hey, we're the only ones who can say the solemn things with a furrowed brow. You can't steal our seriousness. You can't steal our piousness. There's another joke. Well, do you have a comment on that? Sorry.
No, I was just thinking about it in my head, like, you know, the reason why the left is getting so upset by it is because they're seeing the pattern of like, oh, you created this, and they're like, no, I didn't actually, and so that's where there's like a fight in it, because the left is like, you did this on purpose, and the right's like, actually, no, I didn't. I just did this.
I'm just
And
copying what you guys are doing in my right terrible way, and you just don't like it because you're
Yeah.
making you see how
Yeah,
silly
so
it is.
it's like the left
all
is
along.
inflicting its own pain on itself and its own torture.
You know what's
instead
funny is
of-
people who are going to tune
the
into
right's
this,
just indifferent.
they're going to think we're talking about politics, and they're going to have no idea what we're talking about at all. The left and the rightness, and how they intermix and how they interconnect. He mentioned Zizek. I mean, where does he stand on these issues? He's talking about Pussy Riot. What's up? You know, that'll
Right,
be
means
great.
something totally different.
They'll think it. Yeah, they'll think it totally different. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe we could do. Well, maybe we can just do a warm-up trivia night, and it is streaming online. Maybe somebody will tune in. We'll just do a warm-up. It's okay because I have a lot of these trivia nights, but we'll just see who knows. I mean, I guess we'll just do individual.
Is anyone tuned in?
Hey, Dynamic Jennifer. Hey there. How's it going? We have Dynamic Jennifer. I guess I said hi. Okay, first question. I was going to write down the teams. I mean, we're just going to see who can answer it. Because I was originally going to have it all written down and everything.
Yeah.
But, or should we, wait.
Time for that talk.
We don't need.
Really? You don't want to write it down and then check our answers? And then whoever wins gets a t-shirt. We'll just do half. I already wrote down the break point of half. And then we'll assess.
all the shirts.
You don't have all the shirts. I got new shirts. Look how many. Okay.
I have like 4. I feel like I do.
Oh.
Do people just want to shout out the answers? Is that how we're going to do it?
Yeah,
Or
let's
is it better
shout
to
out.
write it? It's better
Yeah.
to do that? Okay.
This is our warm-up one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I still need to keep track of people's score to see who
Oh, you
won.
don't.
Yeah, this is something I know. I've learned this much. I don't have a defined ego,
There, right there.
but I have literally learned.
You're undefined.
Well, I was going over to the pen, the big red pen, so I
red
could
pen?
cross out people's names when they. Okay. Well, it's because I already had a pen in my
Bleed
hand.
Through like
It-
sheets of paper.
Good thing that was empty. Okay, those are the answers. Okay, scorecard. Rachel, you in?
I will see.
You're like, I do
If I
not.
answer any, I'm in. And if
Okay,
I don't,
fine.
I'm not.
Okay. Vaughn calls Rachel Ray, which is how you spell it. He's like, that's her name. I was like, okay. Okay. Amber. Jen.
I still haven't even seen Encounter. Like Ross Encounter. I
That's
haven't
okay.
seen it.
And Mike.
So.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm like, if there's anything about that. Like,
Okay.
Really? You never watched it? Interesting.
First
It's
question.
good. It's weird.
What
I'm ready.
animal does the website 64keys.com call the quad left variable? They have an animal for every variable. What do they call the quad left?
Shark.
Yep. Okay.
A shart.
Yep. That was very shark-like how you said that as a quad left. Very interesting. He is quad left.
Well, I messed with success. Sharks evolved before trees.
Sharks evolved before trees. There you have it,
True,
folks.
they
Trees were little toothpicks at the time. Sharks were. Okay. Which 80s sitcom TV character does 64keys.com associate with the quad right? Which 80s sitcom TV character is associated with the quad right?
Phoebe? No.
You're quad right. Just say as many as come to mind. Just start saying them. Just start
Yeah.
every 80s
So
sitcom
I'm thinking
character.
80s, and I think that was 90s.
That was
I bet 80s to 90s
80s.
sitcom character.
What?
We're
Wow.
not-
Mork, that's, I mean,
is it
that's
more-
on the right
You're
path.
close. You're on the right path.
What did
Yeah.
he
Mork is on the
All
right
right, give
path.
up.
Oh.
I know what the answer is, actually.
Oh, he knows what the answer. He doesn't want to say it
That's
though.
good- no, because I've heard this one.
Yeah, but that's what trivia is.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally your ability to remember the things
Doesn't
you've
matter
heard.
where you get the
Okay,
info.
Mike's got it.
It's Alf.
Yep, that is
Wow.
correct. It is Alf. Okay.
What? I actually never watched that.
What channel is said to make you have to pee? Jenny added this one.
37,
In folklore, it applies pressure to the bladder.
Well, it's going to be
37,
some
40.
root. Some one of the roots.
Solar plexus to heart, 37.
Yeah, okay, Mike is cleaning up. See, I knew it. Fucking knew it. Sorry, excuse me.
It makes
Okay.
you have to pee, really?
Yeah.
3740, what's the bladder? The
The
bladder
40
is in.
the
If you
bladder
think about your.
specifically.
Well, it isn't.
Oh, wait,
okay.
no, the
I
37
think
is
it's
the
the
bladder
37. I think it's
Yeah.
the 40 that's more in the. Because if you think about where you are physically in the body, too, the
What?
solar
Like
plexus area.
Root or the
where you-
sacrum.
No, it's where you feel really a bunch of emotions. And oh, here's a funny one.
Oh, yeah.
So
Some
oftentimes.
people have to pee in
Because
stress.
they're scared.
Or scared.
Oh, okay.
Well, and also here's a really funny one. I knew a martial arts instructor in Fremont who would say, "We'll do an hour and a half of qigong and you know kung fu and all this stuff, and we'll be doing all our qi exercises and qi breathing. And afterwards, the second we're done, they're like, you know, they're like, thank you, sensei. Then they run to the and he's like, stupid Americans just don't understand. They're just like wasting all of their qi. They're just
By
getting rid of
peeing
it.
it out.
They're just evacuating. Yeah, they're peeing it out immediately after. Okay, Mike, 3 for Mike. Okay, what is the name of the channel 5432?
Channel transformation.
Fuck. Okay,
She
I gotta
got
stop
it, too.
swearing. Yeah, I don't know though. Mike kind of sharked in there. I gotta go to Mike. That was a little shark. That was a little.
Could be wrong.
I was like, is that the whole question?
Huh?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Noise canceling headphones may prove useful to people of this design, sun, earth color, and variable.
Sound 5.
Nice.
Yeah, but what variable?
Oh,
Yep, Mike.
It's right.
Yeah, it is.
That's right.
It is.
My
Could you
son
stop
has-
Brayden? Could you
No,
stop Brayden with it?
Because my son has low sound. Also.
Do you want to split these? How do we split them? Do I break it, or is it the one that I think Rachel has to have stole it because that was the question: was which variable and color?
I didn't hear this part.
Oh well, you
Yeah,
just
okay.
it was a little, you know.
Oh,
People assisting
I guess I'm
people.
playing. Jonah just wants me to play.
Rachel's in the game. She's
You're
the first
in it.
the first non-Mike score. I mean, this is okay. Which gates are associated with the eyes? This was a Jenny
Oh,
contribution.
17 and 11.
Yeah.
All right. You're like,
You did
knew
this
it.
right.
I knew those
11
ones,
is
but
left.
that's okay. You can have it.
Okay. How many gates are in mammalian design? In a mammal's design, how many gates? It is a what gate matrix? Which number of gates are in a mammalian? No. How many gates?
15.
Yes.
15?
Yep.
Cool.
There's 5 centers. That's why I'm
Five
thinking 5.
centers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's 15 gates total connecting those centers and hanging off them.
And
But
how? I don't know that.
Yeah, you pulled it out.
roughly how long does the sun stay in each gate? Closest answer wins.
23 hours. No.
That's line.
21?
5 days?
That's line.
5 days. 4 or
Closest
5
yet. Closest yet. Can you get closer?
It's 6 days.
No, it's like
You already guessed.
4 days and
Okay,
it's like
5.
4.5.
5 is the closest. It's 5.7. So there you go.
Oh, 5.7.
Yep,
Okay.
Jen wins that
Close.
round. That was close though. Some people took it as line. Others it was good. This is good.
Line?
It was
This line
gates.
is 23
Yeah.
hours. Okay.
Which gates are in the right angle cross of the Sphinx?
1,
was just
2,
thinking-
7, and 13.
Okay.
Boom.
Sharked it. Okay. Which planet is associated?
Name now is Shark.
All right. So these are going to be some planetary questions now. We're into the planets. Which planet is associated And this is either with Richard Rudd's book, which he was tasked with Ra to do, or Ra's own associations. Which planet is associated with immature energy?
Mars.
Okay, very good. It is Mars. Which planet is associated with focus?
Saturn.
Yeah, the moon, because it's the focal point of all of the gravity. Think about it's where, you would dig a well on a full moon because the pressure of the earth will be greater because the water is closer to the surface because it's being pulled towards the moon. Stuff like that. Okay. Which planet governs mutation and is at the center of the magic square? Yep. That was another Mars one. These tricks, sometimes
That
if you do
was
the
a
same
tricky-
one, people
yeah.
don't answer. Shark over here. Shark over here.
Saw right through it.
Saw right through the ruse. In what city did Ra Uru Hu make music videos, including giving a 16-year-old Kiefer Sutherland his first break? In what city did
LA?
Ra Uru Hu?
Oh, it's
Make
gonna be in
music-
Canada
Sounds like
somewhere
LA.
because Kiefer Sutherland's Canada. I'm gonna guess Toronto.
Yes, Toronto!
Nice.
Amber's in the game!
Nice.
Toronto
Yeah.
is correct. Okay.
I didn't know.
I also know there's a lot of music in Toronto.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland got his first break with Ra directing music. There's some trivia here. I didn't want to ask, what actor got his first break. That's too complicated, but we have that. Okay. What did Ra like to smoke mixed in with his tobacco?
Weed.
Mullen?
Hashish?
Yes, hashish is the right answer. He smoked hashish. Weed was almost, but if nobody answered, we could go to the closest.
I
But
should have thought of Ibiza.
what I should have done is just showed you the answer sheet for just a split second
Yeah,
first, and
there
then
you
you would
go.
just have
I
it
was
all.
gonna answer.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good experiment.
Did you ever play that game? It was like a baby shower game where they brought in a tray of all these things and
Oh,
you had to
yes,
memorize.
I played that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I always did good.
Okay, how many centers did Ra have defined? How many centers?
4.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Which center?
Jen with 4 points,
Oh.
Mike with 7, Amber with
Oh,
1,
he
respectable,
had
and
the
Rachel
throat
2.
and the anja.
He didn't have head.
No, he didn't have that. I thought
He had the
had 60
ajna,
ones.
the
Throat,
throat,
ego,
the-
spleen,
Heart.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
G.
Oh, you already said that.
Long.
Yep. Okay.
G. Okay.
What energy type was Bernie Sanders? What energy type?
He's a projector.
Oh, I think because she started saying he first.
Oh,
Let me give it to Jen. Okay, there we go. Well, self-projection is ego projector, but yeah, okay. He's like Don Cole. He has the ego. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Okay, what color was Ra's house and everything in it supposedly painted? At least the furniture and the walls.
Black.
Yes.
Really?
That's
Black.
correct. That is correct.
Why?
Yeah. This is when he lived in
Eccentric.
Toronto, and he was really eccentric even before he had his whole crazy experience. He was worked in marketing and media, and just was a really weird dude. So, okay, we are at the break.
A lighter.
Yeah, no. And at the break, I think we're gonna do.
I think Mike's in the lead.
I think Mike is in the lead. Mike's definitely in the lead.
Oh, Sharky.
With
over
okay,
there
but there's gonna be a time. There's gonna be a time
Maybe
to.
it's made for left, right?
There's going to be a way to catch up. So, yeah, Mike's in the lead with 9. Jen has 5. Amber 1. And Rachel has 2. We're going to maybe take a break for
This
just...
is my comments.
Yeah, let's see what we got. So, Alexis, thank you for streaming. And, she said Alf. You got it, Alexis.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, so it's working. Okay, well,
Alexis is
should we take a
on board.
short break and then rejoin momentarily? Is that what we're going to do? Okay.
I'm gonna run.
You're gonna what?
Yeah, because that was half. So that was the first half. We will do the second half
That was
later.
a great start.
Yeah, and it's not too long. You see, that was half, so we're good. We're not there.
Yeah.
Did you know
That
where
was
the
pretty
lighter
good.
went?
I threw it back.
I gave it to
across.
Jen. I threw it to Jen.
Oh, she must
But
be.
I might have one.
Let's go. I'm still streaming, so let's go. Oh, you're going to light this. I
I
see.
was trying to light some sage.
Perfect. There, let's see.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, here's one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I actually stay away from all of Gene Keys' stuff.
What? Jinkies?
Yeah.
You stayed away?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. He seemed to infomercial when I
Yeah.
watched one of them, and I was like, I'm gonna skip this guy. I feel like there's other content out there I should do first. So I skipped him.
I just love the human design body graph so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's his.
It makes too much sense.
No, he
doesn't.
just ditches it. He doesn't
Oh.
want to talk about it. Right?
Yeah, I don't really get how the Gene Keys thing is structured.
It's just the
The
64.
gates, yeah, the 64
Oh.
gates. But they don't. I don't know if it correlates with your birthday or anything. It just. It's more like tarot, isn't it, or something
Oh no,
like
it,
picking?
it,
or
it
actually,
it's from your birthday.
it
It's
is.
it's all your
Oh.
gates.
Oh, okay.
It
It's
just
your
doesn't
gates.
talk about the centers.
It has a specific sequence. It takes your personality sun Earth and nodal I think just personality sun Earth of personality and design, and so those are a sequence that go.
Okay.
And each one has a specific one. One's your life purpose, one's your soul's
Right.
journey,
Yeah, okay.
something like that.
And you're supposed to unlock them in order.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Why are
Yeah.
they? Why? Because they
It is
arrange in
called
that
a
interesting
sequence, yeah.
zigzag pattern
Huh.
with the
Yeah,
lots
because
of them.
then after that it goes into like a Venus sequence and then a Pearl sequence.
It's a pearl.
And the Venus is about like your love,
Mhm.
attachment stuff. And then the Pearl is kind of, I actually don't know. Maybe someone knows online.
It's
So
like
I'll
your
say.
consciousness.
And then I have seen them in cards deck where people picked a
Oh.
gene key for the day kind of thing.
Oh,
Also,
I see. Okay.
Huh.
You know,
But-
it's funny. I have thought of that, and like I was like, oh, it would be cool to have like HD cards, but then I was like, to me, they're just more about learning.
your design,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
and
feel
the
like I thought I
transit.
did think about making like cards for the gates, like
Yeah.
just to try to learn them. But
Oh yeah,
I haven't
flashcards.
got-
I want to do that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think flashcards in general are really good.
Yeah. You could put some interesting stuff on there too, because there's so many weird circuits and things.
And the part of the infinite cross, or the gates, the channel it makes, and
That'd be great.
when one's hanging, or it's hanging on an undefined, or
Yeah.
pointing to an undefined.
Yep.
All those things would be
Yep.
great
And
for your
finally,
card or your book. For your book.
Yep, exactly.
What's your
Yeah, I hope she comes out. She's mostly right. She has left environment.
Mm.
Oh, I remember
Looks like you're gonna be getting the shirt.
that. Huh?
Looks like you're gonna be getting the shirt.
What do you mean? Oh, we're
Winning.
playing for a
Winning
shirt?
trivia.
Yeah.
No, this was the warm-up round because
Oh.
we didn't get to do our structured pentas. To me, that's the whole appeal of the trivia.
Is a penta, making a penta, and having the power of the penta.
Yeah, and just manufacturing pentas in general. I think would be a
Yeah.
fun experiment to see what happens.
I've been observing that more, and like seeing it, and like thinking back to like different experiences that I've had. Like
You've seen.
I kind of there was like a penta that was when I went mushroom hunting. We kind of started sort of together, and then we kind of would like separate and then sort of come together and then separate, and then at the end it was like who I was like hiking out with. I was like, whoa, crazy. It's a nice little older Russian couple.
Cool.
They were like very much into eating like all the mushrooms. They're like, oh no, we eat those. No, we eat those. We pickle those. And I was like, oh my god, these people are crazy. Like, it was so much fun.
Dang.
But then I chickened out after I got home. After I brought some that like they were like, oh no, we eat those back in Russia. And I'm like, okay, I'll come with you guys. Like, and then I was like, I got home by myself, and I was like. Just put these away. Like,
Were they just really weird looking?
no, they were just like, they were just ones that like the two guides were like, yeah, we don't really go for those, but we've heard about them and we know about them a little, like. And the Russians were like, oh no, we take those, we pickle them, they're very hard. Like, okay, like, and then I was like, found this little patch of them, and the wife was like, Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are okay. Yeah, you can take that one if you really want to. If times are hard, you take that one. But right now, we leave it. And I'm like, oh my God, I need
If
to, like,
times are hard.
I need to, like, have these people on my, like, zombie apocalypse squad. Like, I don't know how to get a hold of them again, but they're pretty funny. Yeah, I was like, these people are people that know.
Where were you?
Okay.
I was mushroom hunting in the Jemez.
Invited.
It was a little. There was this group, this husband and wife team. I forgot their names now, but they have they run permaculture stuff, and they have a farm. And they grow some herbs and they make some tonics and stuff. Been using their sleep tonic lately. It's been pretty good. Slightly improved sleep. But they were the ones who were running it, and then
I'm pretty good.
it's just a class for people. They do like wild foraging classes and native plant classes. This was my first time with them. It was fun, but like, you know how you take like one of those classes, and they're like, oh, there's gonna be some hiking, and you're like, oh, we walked like 1,000 feet. Like these people were like up and down hillsides,
This is not
crossing
in-
fences. I was like, all right, these people are fucking around. Like
Wow, cool.
they were really good, but it was fun.
Well, even though it seems like a sordid state of affairs with Mike in the lead, I will assure you that the bonus round is going to be very quick and ability to score a ton of points. It's like it's kind of like pool where you can like mess up at the end. Like the bonus round, Mike might not be able to get, and particularly, I'll tell you the rules of the bonus round when we get there. But the bonus
I don't even
round,
know about
maybe
this.
we'll eliminate. We can eliminate the penalty. The original plan for the bonus round is every correct guess is at 1 point, every incorrect guess
It's a penalty.
is a penalty one. We could say every correct guess is 2 points and every incorrect is 1. That way it's less of a penalty. Or we could just make it 1 and 0 so you don't get a penalty. But I don't want people to just say like every possible
Million,
guess. So
What's
maybe
the
we'll do
penalty?
2. We could just do 2 and 1.
2 and 1 seems.
Or I mean 2 and
One.
like you lose 1 point
You
for every
lose
wrong
one.
guess,
Okay.
but you get 2 points for every correct guess. So you're still encouraged to guess,
Right.
and you can still kind of have a few wrong guesses as we go because this is going to be
As long
the
as you
end.
get some right
So that's what we'll do there.
That's for the quick lightning round.
That's for the lightning round at the end, and that's going to help. So we still have we're halfway through.
There it is.
Okay, got the lights on.
We'll flash for the lightning round.
Johnny, where are you, Johnny? Johnny would be really love that joke. Can he sort of? Okay, here we go.
Should have flashing light.
Yeah, he loves flashing lights. That kid always has. Okay, what was Ra's profession in Ibiza before his encounter with the voice?
Teacher.
Yes, a school teacher. That is correct. Okay.
So that's 2 points.
What-
But we're not in lightning round yet.
Okay. No.
You get
No,
it.
we're just in normal. We're gonna go
round,
to yeah. But it's good that I like your gusto. Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna be a question now for everybody about Ra's chart. Hopefully you've seen his chart.
No.
Maybe you know. Maybe you just know from having heard about. What was Ra's motivation?
Desire.
That is correct. Color 3, desire. All right. And who knows what, for those who've been studying base theory, maybe you attended the base theory talk at the conference. What was Ra's base?
Four.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, where are you at? Okay, Mike is just faster than everyone else. He's
Yeah.
like bored even being faster. He's like, yawn, 4. And everyone else says 4 later. This is literally, okay. He's like, boring, 4. Okay. Though everyone knows this, but these are too easy now. See, I thought we were going to have a bigger group, and I wanted the Pintos to huddle and whisper amongst each other. I wanted to hear all the whispering. This one is the era of the cross of planning as the global cycle externalization theme is coming to an end. Which incarnation cross is replacing it?
Cross of the sleeping beauty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I knew it was that, but I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
I was like, everyone
knew
should
it.
know that, right?
Everyone, I
should
know.
be the one
That's what I meant. This is too easy. This
Yeah.
one's too easy.
Well, I started
know what
just
it-
reading about crosses just the other day.
Okay.
So it's like,
Okay, this is a tangent real quick. Did you ever watch like trivia shows like Cash Cab?
Not
Yes.
Cash Cab.
Well, I would watch it with my mom, who is mostly right, I think. And I have to double check. But they give the answer, and she's like, Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, I thought
Okay, I mean, I
Cross
can
of
see
the
her on
Sleeping
that.
Phoenix was too easy, and no one was saying it, so I must be wrong. Is what I really thought.
What, you know,
Can I name all the keys?
Okay, name the keys. What's leaving? No,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. I could have said the
I don't know, 'cause
internalization theme. I
it's
said the
like- it
global
was like-
externalization theme. The internalization theme is moving from the cross
Oh.
of Maya to the cross of penetration, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
much trickier question. What'd you get? A
I accidentally put my elbow
oh,
on my
no,
wound.
Sorry, on your wound.
The Rave children will be encountering each other through the cross of penetration. That's how they meet each other. They're
Because of
gonna be the first-
Who are
internalization.
the Rave children?
the beings that are starting to be born in 2027.
Oh,
The,
okay.
like the
It's a new name.
yeah, it's the like kids that seem kind of autistic or whatever, but you get them together and then they can basically only develop and learn in groups because they form conscious pentas, and that's what they're designed to be. They can't live independently like we can.
Oh.
Yeah, and they probably will still need to be taken care of. I imagine. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they'll ever able to take care of. And they also bond in permanent pentas. It's not like pentas that promiscuously mix and come and go like all the promiscuous pentas of the 1900s and 2000s. No, the future pentas will be bonded for life. You know, they have
Bonded
life
for
bonding
life.
into their group. So their group. I was making little jokes about it, but it's true. I mean, the future. I mean, not everyone. Again, these are going to be small groups of people. These are going to be like mutant people from our. It's kind of like how the Neanderthal kept coexisting with the seven-centered Homo sapiens. We are going to keep coexisting with these beings that will actually be taken care of, and sometimes spend a lifetime of taking care of these beings in the same way that any parent of someone who cannot take care of themselves in terms of making money and feeding and all the material things, you know, I mean, this is
How will the right, once the lefts die off, like how will the...
well, that's not. I mean, the right is always going to depend on the left for as long as we're around for anyway. I mean, what our ultimate.
So it won't be all rights. It'll just
No,
be
it's like the Neanderthal world will never really fully happen, and it even makes me wonder how the Neanderthals could have survived if they were completely non-strategic and so on. I mean, that's a real Eden. When I talk about Cross of Eden, go back to the time of Neanderthals, a bunch of all right people sitting around eating berries. That's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I feel like
and
they just
having
had
sex. I mean,
walks
they're like the.
and they just gathered as they walked. You know.
Well,
like
there are
things that kinda
peoples. I mean,
come
I love this film that's a documentary on the Kogi people called the Heart of the World, and we have a friend who's done a lot of work with the Kogi. And in that film, they also look at some other peoples of similar areas and what are the what is now Colombia and places like that. And there are peoples who, I think there were island peoples who are just kissing. They are known for their kissing. They would just all kiss all the time, and hugging was a big thing for them, and they would just lay around all the time. I mean, they found a complete people,
Like
it's a
bonobos.
culture of
Yeah.
projectors, they found, or whatever it is. Because the projector, of course, came around, I mean, the quad right projector is really the most futuristic being, because the projector came around the same time rightness did. And the projector is the rightness answer to the leftness manifester.
And the
Hello?
And speaking of rightness, we were just talking about right variable, and we have someone who's very right. Very right. Alyssa, thanks for joining.
You're right.
You're right, I'm right.
You're right. I'm right.
Okay. All right, well, whoever wants to get back to the trivia, this one's a little challenging. It's which four gates make up the defense circuit?
Oh, the 59-6,
Yeah.
and the other one on the other side is
If you don't
the
have it.
50, and then I don't remember,
Well, who else has
47? 47?
27.
27. Yeah,
Well,
27.
who can I award that to, though?
I can get
I feel
Rachel.
like she
Rachel.
got
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
the present.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had it.
Yeah.
Well, I always think the person who can, if somebody gets stuck there, whoever has the
Whoever
answer, that
finishes
part of that
it.
question, wins. Yeah.
Well,
That's
Mike
your
can have
leftness,
3/4.
that's
No, we don't need to give Mike another point.
I know, like, do you
We do
want
not need to
your
make
quarter of a
that
point there?
Okay. Okay. What energy type was Marilyn Monroe?
projector
That
Correct.
is correct, yeah. Projector. All right.
she's quad right?
Really?
think
I
so.
should have put that. Wow, I did not know that.
She's quad left.
Okay, well.
She's one of the quads, I remember. And doesn't she have the 6124 or something? Or
I really do not know her
6447?
chart. This
I
was
haven't looked
just
at it in a
this was
while.
Jenny's idea to put in some of these and it was from the book.
She has some weird stuff.
The
in her
Definitive
chart.
Guide has some of the celebrity ones. So.
Marilyn Monroe.
Okay, and so this one also. Okay, which gate in the spleen is associated with the fear of inadequacy? The fear of inadequacy. Which gate in the spleen
44?
is associated? That would be the fear of the
Past.
past. Yeah. That's the first last thing. But which gate in the spleen is associated with?
Well,
Anyone?
we can look up notes.
Fear of inadequacy. These are the answers.
yeah,
Oh,
I got the
oh, jeez, wait. You're like, I got the spleen. I got the spleen gates. I got him. No,
Okay.
I don't know how to look at the notes. I think if you don't have it, that's
was
okay.
the
We can
fear-
do.
I have the fears written down. on this.
57.
No, that's the fear of the unknown or the fear of tomorrow.
48.
It is the 48.
Yep.
Yeah. If you think of the way I remember is what channel it's a part of the 48, 16 channel of talent, skills, and then also on the other side you have what's also called the fear. It's more like fear of sexual inadequacy, fear of not being exciting,
36?
not being that's
Yeah.
I kind of think of
What is that
think of
one?
it. That's the 36, which is the
Okay,
exact
36.
mirror image of
the
the 48. That's how I
okay.
remember them as
Okay.
fanning out as the mirror image of the two kind of farthest
The logical, the
points
abstract.
on either side. All right, well, Amber got that point. All right. Which gate is called youthful folly?
4.
Okay, Jen's on it. Which line has the wave resonance of sympathy to apathy? The wave resonance of sympathy to apathy. They move between being sympathetic and apathetic. What line moves from being sympathetic to apathetic?
I don't know this one actually.
Oh, wait. Okay, so what
One?
line?
6?
Yep, 6. All right. But you
That was
said
just
that.
a total
You
guess.
got-
No.
you said-
A
okay,
total
sorry.
guess, but I
I'll
was
know
just
anything.
like, because they go through the different
That was a good one. Yeah, sympathy to apathy. You're like,
I was just
you
saying,
you notice Mike's apathy.
changes, like that would be
You're not
like
joking. You're not
a
having
6 line.
Okay. Which line has the projected attitude of the abdicator? Which line is the abdicator? You're not playing. Damn it. Okay. Jenny with 1. All right. Jumped in.
Mike said it first.
Oh, you did?
Mike
You
said
did?
it first.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him say it. So he
Oh,
gets
I
one.
like. Sure.
You guys-
Let's go back.
This is why we gotta have them all written down instead of just doing. This is I wanted to, okay. Next time we're doing pentas and we're writing them
Well,
down.
these were the ones that you were writing down while I was.
Okay, no one's gonna know this. No one but me. Maybe somebody will. Okay, what is the projected attitude of the 5th line? And the reason I ask it is because on the 5th line day of the HDHD conference, I, as a 5th line, like my 5th line brethren and sistren, were called to assume this projected attitude. of
Savior.
The
Person behind the
This-
curtain.
No, it's the scapegoat or the like the.
No, it was.
It's okay if you don't have it. Okay, give up.
No.
No, I'm waiting to respond.
It's the second. No, it's
The
the it's
authoritarian?
That's the first line. That's the first line. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's really hard. Second line's Democrat. Third line's the anarchist. The fourth line's the abdicator. The 5th line,
I don't remember.
the general.
General.
The general. All right, that was a hard one. Okay,
I did know that
remember
one.
that was a hard one. Which gate is known as biting through? What is the gate number of biting through?
51. No, 21.
Okay, 21. Good save. Good save. Check it. 21. All right, here we go. All right, very good. Okay.
Shocked. Fighting through.
Okay. Okay, what is the gate? Okay, which gate is called revolution, also known as the gate of principles? Revolution, the gate of
I
principles.
don't know.
14.
Revolution.
49.
Hmm?
49?
Yes, 49. That is correct. All right. Their revolution is that, yeah, you know, it's like a tribal revolution. It's like we're fed up with this. It's not fair. We're gonna, you know.
It's a socialism channel.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
It's like the strike. It's like backhand revolution. Okay. Oh, geez, see this one I might have to skip. I mean, well,
Why?
whoever's gonna be fastest. Everyone, get ready to say it. Which gate is the fear of the past?
44.
Yeah.
was fast.
Quick draw. Okay. Dang.
That's Shark's Tale.
Shark draw.
Quick draw.
Shark draw. Okay.
Lindsay tough that game.
And you apparently also, and that's maybe
like, it is,
the
it's
left
like
tongue.
the tongue.
Yeah, it's the lizard tongue.
Well, because
Jinx.
that's another. That's
Same
well,
idea.
so you see how the spleen is left too. This left variable being like a search function or whatever. The body's own immune system search function is the B cells made in the 44. The 44 is related to the production of B cells, and this is what your body uses to take every agent that it witnesses is passing through your system and say like, have I seen this before? And then it will search.
And that's
so
the
cool.
information retrieval as the fear of the past also, and the access of all that. I mean, it's related to memory, right?
Ancestral memory even.
Yeah.
They say, but maybe some of that is lizard ancestor.
Well,
Maybe
I
it
mean,
goes that
it's-
deep. Yeah.
It's the cold-blooded, it's the channel of the cold-blooded, it's just the warm-blooded part of our design. Okay, well,
Like I remember
Yeah.
that shape makes me uncomfortable, you know, that kind of thing.
yeah, many lifetimes of avoiding, things. Okay, so how many centers? This is a great segue. Then, how many centers does the design of insects have? The design of insects. There's no. Well, then the 2 is the minimum use of its channels
4.
connecting it to.
I don't know.
3.
It is, I believe, Mike, once again, correct, 4, the
That's
spleen,
4.
sacral, G, and throat.
Because it's all the integration bundle centers, but not connected.
But
through
only
full
the 10,
integration.
20, and the 37, 34, 57.
Oh, really?
Without without the stuff connecting them.
Exactly.
So that's why people who have the hanging gates like me get bit a lot, I think. That's my own pet hypothesis.
Oh,
I don't know if
wow.
that's... Because it's a little shortcut for the bug to take, because they don't have, they have the 20,
Which one? What
and
gate do you
they have
have?
57, but they can't, they're not connected for them. They're not connected to that 34, 57. They have to go through the 515. It goes through at 515 and comes back out the other end for sounds weird, but anyway, okay, here we go. Which one are we on? We are on the
We
4
talked about
centers.
plants before, and those, Mike,
Mhm.
but I forgot how many centers they have.
3.
3. Okay.
So, and we have, we just have 2 questions left before we go to the bonus flash round, where people can really have a chance to win against Mike with 2 points. Maybe we should just say Mike is excluded from the flash round. No, I'm joking. Okay, here we
We
go.
have a rule that Mike has to wait like 3 seconds before he responds.
Okay, two
He already does.
questions left. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ross said this phrase should be written under "Know Thyself" at the Oracle of Delphi. This phrase should be written under "Know Thyself" at the Oracle of Delphi. What words should be written? It should say "Know Thyself," blank.
Except projectors.
And not self.
and thy design.
No.
Okay,
Thy
you know
not
this one.
self.
Oh, what is it?
Really? Okay, he said it should, what Ross said is that the phrase generators only should be written under know thyself at the Oracle of Delphi. Because it is the generators are here
Know
to
thyself.
to know their sacral response, to come to know the sacral, and that the manifestors don't care. They care about their impact. Know thy impact for the manifester, and know the other that you're plugging into as the projector and things like that. But know thyself is really for generators. Okay, final question. The liver is associated with a gate in this center.
The liver.
The liver is
center.
associated with this center. Yes,
G
okay.
center.
Which
It's
gate?
not associated with the whole G center?
Oh, well, maybe it is. Maybe I should have said this is associated with the center. But, I mean, it's probably same thing. See, Mike was like, it's associated with... The,
No, I forgot for a second.
okay, good.
Do you know what
Good.
gate?
No. I should have written it down. I was reading in the book. It was like looking. I was like, oh, I was reading and finding cool ones. That's how I do it. I flip through the Rave Anatomy and the Definitive Human Design Guide and the different, the different ones that have cool data. All right. So here's the bonus round, and in this bonus round, this is gonna be really cool. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to tally the points and see how it works here because. The bonus round, I mean, we're going to have to, I'm going to have symbol for correct and incorrect guess. Because, how do I do it? I mean, how do I make it
You
for
could do
incorrect?
upper
Just do like X's and
arrow
O's.
or, yeah.
Well, I just need to be really quick, because we're going to be quick with that.
So X's and O's.
X and O's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just assign
X
X
is
is incorrect.
X is incorrect. Okay.
and then how many circles is worth 2 points?
Yes, great.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have
Okay.
quite a few for the bonus.
Minus the X's.
All right, so everybody ready? I had a breather. You want to have a little breather? Are you all good?
Let's just go.
Okay.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Okay. For our bonus round, we are playing the line game. I'm going to read the title of the line, and you can say which of the lines 1 through 6. So you have a 1 in 6 chance of being right, even if you don't have any idea, right? So, and all I've written down, I haven't written down the gate, so I'm not going to really worry about the gate. I've only written down what line it was from the Rei Pi Ching. So you can even intuitively just recognize these keynotes as qualities of that line and guess. And it's okay if you have a wrong guess, it's only 1 point. Right?
Totally.
Okay.
Except I only have 2 points to begin with.
All right, first person to write it down, I will write either an O or an X, and I'll tell you correct or incorrect. Okay. Are we ready? Here we go. The administrator.
One.
No. Okay, so we have
It's kinda
2.
hard to
Wait,
do this.
is that Amber with 1?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, my left ear is not so great. You guys both have X's. Anyone else want to guess?
The administrator.
The administrator is a keynote, or is the line from the Rei Pi Ching.
Oh, it's 4.
Okay, another X. Wow.
That'd be like the most negative.
It's okay. It's fine. Okay, we can go to the next.
Maybe 6.
Which?
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 6. The next one. Shaking hands with the devil is for which line?
3.
No.
5.
No.
Man.
Shaking hands with the devil.
4.
I have this one.
One.
You're not even playing. I had to add you. Okay. Okay.
But it must be 2.
Yeah, it is 2. It is absolutely 2.
Have you written the second line?
I have a second line. It's my 28 too. Shaking hands with the devil.
Oh.
All right, get ready. What line is the preemptive strike? Okay, we'll just keep going. Nobody wants to guess. Okay, what line is the line of selfishness?
10?
Huh?
Oh, the line.
1
Oh,
through
wow.
6.
I was like, I don't think it would be 6.
Okay, it's
I'm
fine. We're gonna
sorry.
keep going. It's fast. We have a lot.
Okay.
What is the line of generosity? Anyone have a guess for generosity?
3.
It is 4. Sorry. Which line is called the liar?
Oh,
2.
5.
Okay, X and X. Any other guesses for the liar?
4.
Yes. Okay.
It just
Um,
happened.
okay, just a second.
It's on text yesterday.
Oh, really? You're about? Do you have something to share about it? I just
No.
want to make sure. Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, let's just make sure it's right. Okay. What line is known as charm school? Charm school. Okay. Yes, it is. There you go. What is the immigrant? If you were to be the immigrant, acting as the immigrant. Okay.
4.
Sorry. Okay. Covert interaction. Covert interaction here.
Oh, 4.
1.
It's harder. It's harder than it looks. It really is harder than it looks. I'm really sorry about it. Okay. It's a very
Are
hard
you
game.
gonna go through the answers though?
Yeah, we're gonna go through them. Oh, if you want to know what covert interaction, okay, I should just tell when we go to the next
Isn't
one.
that
It is
sci-
3.
Isn't
All
that
right.
2 though?
Enlightenment.
Two.
Covert interaction is 3. Okay. Enlightenment. Wait. No, it's 3. Yeah. Okay. Enlightenment and darkenment. What
4.
line? Oh my God. Okay. Well, did you both get it?
Yeah, I think we got it.
Okay. You both got it.
We both patiently
Okay.
waited for him
Which
to
is
say.
the line? What would you most associate with when you hear sacrifice?
Oh.
Sacrifice.
Wait, what?
Sacrifice. Really, you guys?
6?
Really?
40?
She's like 40. Useless. No, okay. Which line? No,
I'm thinking about gates.
it is the it's from the root to the solar plexus. It's the 19.5 sacrifice. All right, we're almost done here. We're almost done, guys. I don't know if we're gonna do this bonus round next time. A little bit. No. It's good. It's good. It's a fun idea. Okay, which line? If you were to go out in a blaze of glory, what line is the blaze of glory? All right. Popular discontent seems very appropriate right now. Any guesses for popular discontent? We went from line 6, by the way. The Blaze of Glory is line 6.
I
Popular
thought-
discontent.
3.
Yes.
Yay!
Okay.
With
I mean, we
my
could-
second choice that came into my head.
Nice.
Oh, good. You didn't go with the first one.
Okay. Well, what line would be known for its pessimism? What line
I
of
think I have this
pessimism?
one.
Line of pessimism?
Yeah.
What line is it?
Is it in 12?
No, it's 1 through
Oh,
6.
God
Is
damn
your
it.
choice.
Well, yeah, it's 3. Okay, anyway. Okay.
We gotta finish it.
Okay, we're almost done. If you were a prima donna, what line would you be? The prima donna. I know. See, this is good because you have
First
heard
line.
it, right? Yes, it is 2.
Really?
Good one, Mike. Yeah, 2 is the prima donnas of the world, and they're actually it's one of the cross of the vessel of love. So it tells us that that the solstices and equinoxes are on a prima donna configuration half the time. All right, if you were known for your overreach. This one, I couldn't believe you guys didn't get Savior. I can't believe you didn't get Savior. You really don't see the 5th line, do you? You always ask. You always say, "I want to see that your 5th line." You get it 5 ones. Because they didn't guess the Savior for the keynote for the 5th line because they don't think of us.
No, it was
Okay.
general.
Well, anyway,
It
overreach
was
is another
general,
5th
yeah.
line one. We're gonna keep. They didn't guess the general either. You haven't guessed any of the 5th line ones. No? Okay. Overreach was another
And on
5th
the
line
5th
one.
line, I guess.
Okay, but what about the prophet? I bet you might guess the prophet
Ooh,
as
it's
the
the
keynote.
3rd line.
I don't believe it is, but I have to
No,
double
it
check.
should be. Sending one of those X's.
All right, it was the 4th line. The one night stand.
It's a 6th line.
All righty.
Alright.
Withdrawal. If you were known for your withdrawing.
2.
Yeah. And what about the last one? Integrity.
Oh.
6. All right, let's tally this up. We have Rachel with 5 points from the bonus round. Amber
Negative 12.
with negative 8 points. That's okay. That's okay. You were trying. I mean, you're checking. You're guessing. These are good. Maybe we should have just had no penalty for wrong guesses. I mean,
No, I like it.
We have negative 8 for now.
Points. I can't remember what
Okay,
it's called.
Jen has 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 points. Wow. So just in this round,
Ooh, yeah,
Mike
you're in the lead
has
now.
5 points.
Hey.
Alyssa is at negative 1. And Jenny is at negative 1. All right. So, Jenny has 0 points, but you weren't really playing, I mean, so it's okay.
I mean, it's shows in her score.
Okay, yeah.
Points.
Rachel has 8 total. Amber, sorry, you're at -4 total. I'm sorry. And then Jen has 9 and top of her already 9, so we're looking at 18 points. And then Mike has 5 on top of his 16, so we have Mike winning at 21 points. So Jen is second at 18. All right. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, that was head to head. That was a good little head to head. Yeah, these were me. These were my answer sheets, just if people want to make sure I was being honest about it. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to turn it off. Thank you for watching. Oh, we have
Did
a
people
lot
answer?
of guesses here. Alexis all over. I have a quad rate projector, and that sounds lovely. I don't know. That's probably like an hour ago. Sorry about that. Gate 48, Gate 21. Oh, she's still guessing. Yeah, that was right. Gate
Nice.
48 for inadequacy.
Yeah.
Marcus, so good job, Alexis. Marcus scanned. Thank you for this. You're talking about variable. That's correct. Dynamic. Jennifer has been guessing the lines. Yeah, I wish I had checked in real time. I'm sorry. And can't hear Shark's answers. Best to repeat if possible. Oh, Shark's a little quiet there. Well, I think this keeps turning. Okay, see, people probably haven't heard any of that because literally this game keeps turning all over. Anyway, I don't know. All right, thanks for watching all. Till next time. All right, everybody. Good job, everybody.
I can't hear sharks.